Okay, hello. My name is Jakub. I'm CTO of Intergalactic. I'm building Polkadot parachain for over 4 years right now. And I would like to show you how to build one in less than 30 minutes and then talk about interoperability and what Polkadot can give you to actually build on. Are there any developers, builders here? Okay, cool. Does anybody want to build a blockchain or building a blockchain? Oh yeah, cool. So we have some. Yeah, let's start. So why would anybody build on Polkadot? Well, there are a few reasons. One of them is security. You basically gain the whole security of the whole Polkadot chain by connecting to it. Also, is according to this, the most decentralized blockchain that there is right now, if you can see here, according to Nakamoto coefficient, which is how many people or nodes you would need to take down to overtake the chain. Its configurability and making it easy to change its properties, because you are basically building an L1 with the security properties of the relay chain. The scalability, because I don't know if you saw, but Polkadot did 143,000 TPS at not full capacity in a live chain in the end of the year. And then native interoperability, because you gain interoperability between all of the rollups, but not just that. You gain connection to Wormhole Bridge, you gain connection to other native bridges that are in the ecosystem like Snowfork and Hyperbridge, and you can interop between all of the chains that are connected to Polkadot. Another thing is that you gain light client functionality, which is pretty interesting. We'll talk about this later. And you will now see how relatively easy it is to build a chain on Polkadot compared to some other ecosystem. So I really tried to build this in 30 minutes yesterday. And it took a little bit longer, but not much longer. I will share this code later, but we can walk through this. So I will walk you a little bit through the code. I think it's okay. Do you see this? As you can see, I'm using AI to build stuff. So let's look at this. This is a template node, which you can copy and run in less than 30 minutes to build a chain. But I wanted to make it a little bit special, so we will do something during this, and at the end there might be some airdrops after the presentation if you follow my instructions. So how does it look like? We have basically 3 main parts. First part is a node, it's a blockchain node, which handles all the networking and all the configurations, all the build commands, all the RPC stuff connecting to the nodes. And we can look at something interesting maybe here. You have a few files. Chain spec is a specification of the initial state of the blockchain. It basically does nothing because our chain has 0 setup. It just builds a blank blockchain, command line interface. It does also almost nothing. It just runs everything that is here. RPC has some services here, but this is all modules that you can just plug in, and you don't need to care about this. Basically, if you want to build a blockchain on Polkadot, you will maybe not even touch most of this. Service just builds everything together. It's just a wrapper file that says, oh, hey, I want to use this RPC service with the grandpa block finality and blah, blah, blah together, and it builds it together. So this is a node. This is what runs your blockchain, which you can run on any server anywhere in the world. This is interesting, but not so much. Now, there is runtime modules, which is called palettes, which is basically what you will be mostly interacting with. This is where you build your custom business logic, and which we built. I just took, you can see it's called template. I did not do anything to it. I just took template palette, and I can explain what it does. So in the beginning, you set benchmarks, weights, which you need to do when you go to production because you don't want to get spammed. But this is the less interesting part. The more interesting part is that you have this configuration where you have storage. And here we define storage as a map which stores account ID and a number. You'll see later why. Then there is event, which is fired when this when some function is called. We have some errors, and now we have public function which does something, and the something is it's checking the address of the signer of the function and storing it in the something storage. So basically, we are just taking your address and storing it for the airdrop later. So then we have some test ways that is also not super interesting, but now what you get is runtime, which is the runtime environment where everything runs on top of the node itself. And the separation between the node and runtime allows you to do seamless runtime upgrades, for example, because the node understands that anything that is stored on the chain is what it should run. It basically takes it from the blockchain, and then it basically runs it. And if you want to upgrade your chain, you run a command to upgrade the chain, and the node can get a new runtime from the chain itself. So this is where the magic happens. Basically, runtime has a configuration, which is some versioning, and then you have configurations like how long the block takes. For this demo, we have 2-second block time. Some timings. Now, it's configuration of basic stuff like hash, block header, addresses, transaction validation functions. This is all default. We change almost zero code to this. We change one little function here so that we are able to send free transactions, which is not normally possible. And here, this is the interesting part, the construct runtime. You basically, this is a macro in Rust, and it basically just takes all of this and compresses it into runtime functionality, and from this you compile the runtime together with all the palettes that you put inside, and you have a basic blockchain. So you can see these are all palettes here, or all these modules are system modules that are by default provided to you. System is base system handling like transactions and timestamp. You have after this, then you have Aura, which is basically round-robin block building consensus. Then you have grandpa, which is block finality consensus, which you don't need to care about. Then you have some basic balance palette, which is making sure you can do token transfers. And then you have transaction payments and sudo, which allows you to basically do anything on the chain. And then we have this something which we built. So let's see how we build the blockchain in 30 minutes. So first you need to build it, which can in itself take a little bit more than 30 minutes. But I won't do it now, but I will run the node with a simple command. Basically, we changed a few lines of code in this, and we are running custom logic. Node is starting. It's a solo chain, so it doesn't need to connect to the relay chain. And now it's producing blocks. We have 4 blocks already produced. And we can check by connecting to it, hopefully. So this is a developer console that you can use. These are the things with the demo. Well, okay. Looks like I will not show you the block explorer, but you can see the blockchain is running. And I have yesterday also built a whole front-end app for this. I hope this will work. I built it with AI, so don't like, look at this. Basically, oh no, wrong. What we did is, so all of this you get by default. So you get a connection to the node, you get interoperability, you get security, and everything. So basically we are initializing the API, connecting to the nodes, and it should have worked because I don't know, it should. And then we are listening to some events on the blockchain and updating the UI. It's very simple. You can see that the code is like 200 lines, and you will see what it does in the end. I will show you. Still not running, but it should be. Okay. So this is the blockchain looking at this is front end looking at the blockchain, and it checks if somebody did something. So right now, locally, nobody did anything. But yesterday also I prepared a hosted version of this so that we can try it out. So if you have phones and you are willing to get airdrop something, then we can try. And this is running on some server in Germany. You can see we did some testing before. If you scan this QR code, you should be redirected to wallet, which you need to download. Then you can create like a burner account. If you don't want to remember your seed, you can copy it, go back and import the seed. It's more easy. And once you do it, you need to scan this QR code second time, and then you will be redirected to this app in which you can do something. So let's see if we can demonstrate live blockchain that was built in 30 minutes that does storing your account addresses so that we can drop something to you later. In the meantime, so that we don't have quiet, I'm check. Yeah, so basically with building on Polkadot, you get three main wallets. It's Talisman, Nova Wallet, and Sub Wallet, which is what you are right now installing. You need the QR code, right? This one is Sub Wallet. There is Nova Wallet, which I personally prefer, but this demo didn't work with it yet. It's something broken. And there is Talisman, which is like a desktop wallet, which also I use on a desktop. But in some chains on Polkadot, you can also use MetaMask and other things. The cool thing with this is that you get native ledger integration, and every Polkadot chain that follows the base structure has clear signing. So you just build a chain, you don't need to do anything else, and you can have ledger integrated with seeing actually what you are doing. So you see like, I'm doing something in this chain, and you just click, not like blind signing what is now a norm on Ether, which is a shame. And this will probably translate to smart contracts which are being built on Polkadot. We are thinking about how to actually put clear signing even in the smart contracts. So is anybody successful? Not yet. I need at least a few. Where are you stuck, if somebody is like stuck? Installing internet. Oh, no. Okay, if you need the QR codes, raise your hand, and I will continue in the meantime. I'm lost a little bit in my docs. So, so you get wallets, which are in UX-wise pretty great, I think. You can do like cross-chain transfers. They show you your portfolio value across the chains, not just the Polkadot. And you have the security. It's pretty easy to write front ends for your chains. As you can see, I'm not a front-end developer, and I could write a basic app in, I don't know, 8 hours. And yeah, so what about the interoperability part? Do you need the QR code? Anybody? Okay, at the end. So, what about the interoperability part? For the interoperability, you have two options. There is, you connect to the Polkadot relay chain, and natively you get access to XCM, which is cross-chain messaging format, and instantly you can communicate with all the other parachains that are in the Polkadot ecosystem. Also with the XCM, you can communicate outside of the Polkadot. You can bridge through wormhole, for example, to Ethereum, and from Ethereum back to Polkadot. But XCM is more powerful. It's not just about transfers, it's a programming language. It can run basically almost any code that the parachain can run, but this is a little bit more involved than just doing token transfers. Token transfers are supported by default for everybody else. The second option is we have in the ecosystem a pretty new thing. It's called ISMP, and it's a protocol which is using state proofs or consensus and fraud proofs to communicate between the chains. And the main user or like developers of this is Hyperbridge. If you never heard about it, check it out, because it's a trustless bridge which is validating state on other chains, and basically by using this, you can check the state of any other chain in the Polkadot ecosystem. So you don't need to directly message this, you just need a message relayer, and you don't need to wait for the block finality or something else. You just check if the state in the other chain is correct and get the result. You can also communicate with this, and there is a cool project that is built together with this functionality, which is called POP. It's using Ink smart contracts. If you never heard about it, it's not a problem. But they use this to be able to do cross-chain smart contracts. So you can build a smart contracts which can execute something on another chain and also check if the result was computed, get it back, and do something else, which is, I think, pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but yeah. So if you have all of this, what can you build? Like, what are the examples? I'm coming from Hydration. I'm building this for 4 years. It's a DeFi chain. And some use cases we already have real on-chain are that we have another chain providing us Oracle values through XCM for our money market, which is all trustless on-chain communication. We do automatization because we can reorder how the block works. We can fire a transaction automatically because we are not a smart contract. We don't need the bot to do this. So we have native DCA or TVAP, which like automatically trade for you in time. And also, which is I think pretty cool, Polkadot Treasury is actually using this trustlessly. So the Polkadot governance use Polkadot, like made the Polkadot Treasury swap tokens on Hydration and put it back into the treasury, which is pretty cool interoperability use case, and I didn't see it before. You can reorder the blocks however you wish. You can get rid of MEV if you wanted to, and for example, we are doing protocol liquidations first thing in the block, which is making the money market much more efficient. Right now we are working on order batching, where we put all of the swaps together, then match them, and then just settle the rest. And also, what you can do with Polkadot is multi-core scaling, which we are also looking at right now. All of this you get with just the template, and you can start building really fast your business logic. So I think that's cool. Anybody was successful with the wallet? Cool. I need to work on my demos. It was a beta test. Oh yeah, nice. So after the talk a bit, you will see the do more button takes you to hydration, and you will see some balance there. It will take a couple of hours because I need to prepare it, but this will be the thing. Anybody else needs something? QR? By the way, you can also share between each other this QR. So you have maybe 1 hour to still do it. Okay, I think that was the core of what I wanted to talk about. This is a link to this document. It's not exactly a presentation. There is a link to the demo, so you can see what I did there. And yeah, thank you. If you have any questions or need help or want to talk about building or Polkadot or hydration, I'm here. Holman.